Hey, what's up, sports bettors? Alex here, and we are going to be going through the best 3 MLB player prop bets for today. So we've explained this in other videos, but really your goal as a sports bettor is to place as many profitable bets as you can on a daily basis, and not every bet is going to win. But if you have the edge as a sports bettor, then you will make money long term, right? Which is what we see in our OddsJam bet tracker, right? You want a positive ROI, you want a positive net profit, then you have to be consistently beating the closing line, right? You need this number over 50%. Ideally, above 60% or even 70%. Some of the best sports bettors can get it. So if we head over to the positive EV page on OddsJam, you can see Tom Aspinall plus 102. Lines have been moving towards him in the UFC. This fight's a while away, but that's an example of, a positive EV bet on OddsJam that I actually already locked in right here. But we're talking about MLB player props in this video, so let's get into it. So the first bet available that I saw a bit ago was Luis Severino under 5.5 strikeouts. Right, so we can see on OddsJam the positive EV, the profitable, the sharp bet that you want to be on is going to be circled, right, and also in bold. So Luis Severino under 5.5 strikeouts plus 120 has a 4.25% profit margin, and this is in the Yankees-Astros game. Right, so 4.25% profit margin means you bet $100. Your bet has $4.25 in profit margin quantified in dollars. So if we click into the odds, this is what's so powerful, right, about OddsJam is constantly scanning all of these MLB lines, all the player props, really everything for you as a sports bettor to show you where the value is. And OddsJam shows us, hey, Luis Severino under 5.5 strikeouts, you can get this plus 120 on FanDuel. In every other sports book, like no other sports book is even giving us plus money, right? This is minus 105 on DraftKings, minus 110 on Caesars, minus 103 on Pinnacle Sportsbook right here, which is the sharpest, most efficient betting market, right? This is the sportsbook that takes the highest volume of bets, so they have the most accurate lines. They take sharp action. They even take $1 million bets, right? It's a very efficient betting market. So just looking at the odds, it becomes very clear that FanDuel is the outlier at plus 120, and this is a very profitable bet we want to be on. The profit margin is 4.25%. So I try to bet 250 on it. FanDuel's like, yo, you're only getting $50. You make too much money off us, so I'll go ahead and hit it for 50. Right? Sportsbooks can cap your bet size, which, it's not fun as a sports bettor, but again, it's part of the game, and you got to place as many positive EV bets as you can on a daily basis to be profitable. So that's the first bet I'm going to go ahead, lock in, and add to my OddsJam bet tracker. And you can see that other player prop bet that was on top, which was actually more profitable, unfortunately already moved. But it's okay. I'm sure we'll find more. So the next one we have is Ruiz over 1.5 bases. So if we scroll down here, again, it's pretty clear we're getting good value on Ruiz over 1.5 bases at plus 165 odds, right? Caesars only giving us plus 127. Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker, only giving us plus 138. We're looking for value as a sports bettor, and it's very clear that this plus 165 is an outlier, and this bet has a 3.77% profit margin in the Rangers game. So then we just head over to the Rangers game, and we do the exact same thing. So we go to player bases right here, and then we want Ruiz plus 165. You have to move quickly to get in the best bets, and you can see here, FanDuel's only giving me 36.40. So we'll go ahead, we'll lock it in, and this will be our second profitable bet. And then this is Ruiz over 1.5 bases in the Rangers game, and the profit margin of this MLB pick is 3.77%. So now we have two uncorrelated bets, so we're essentially forming our own hedge fund, right, of mathematically profitable sports bets, 350 in total profit margin, and you can kind of keep doing this, right? You can do this as much as as much as you want, really. However much time you have in a given day, you can continue to use OddsJam. The betting market is dynamic. Odds are constantly changing. So you want to use this product as much as possible and continue to find profitable bets. So next we have Dane Dunning under 4.5 strikeouts. That's in the same game, the Rangers game. So if we take a peek at the odds, yeah, I mean, this is a bet we definitely want to be on, right? Two sportsbooks, right? Sportsbooks other than FanDuel are pricing this at -140, so they have the under heavily juiced. We can get this -112 on FanDuel, so that's also a bet, I definitely want to be on. And they're going to give me a max wager of 67.20. So this will be the third bet we lock in. The third player prop bet we lock in for 67.20. And then this is Dunning under 4.5 strikeouts. So that's our third bet. Our third uncorrelated bet. Profit margin is 3.45%. So now we have, 582 in total profit margin. We've bet like $150 total. 582 in total profit margin. Every bet kind of going down the positive EV page, you're getting a lower profit margin. 3.45% is what we got on Dane Dunning under 4.5 strikeouts right here. The bet circled, that's the bet you want to be on. Whereas, this Luis Severino, that's a higher profit margin. So again, the way OddsJam works, right, is it just takes real-time odds from Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest bookmaker, and backs out the zero vig win percentage. So you can see Pinnacle, they're giving us +106 on the over 4.5 strikeouts, and they have the under 4.5 strikeouts priced at -141. So if we put that into a zero vig odds calculator, +106, -141, you can see that the true odds are -120, right? -120.52, and we bet this -112. So we got better odds than the true odds, which is always what you want, right? If the true odds are -120.52 and you're able to get this -112, you have a sharp bet. You have a bet with edge as a sports bettor, right? We really have a true pricing discrepancy in all of the bets we've placed. So essentially, this calculator, most important calculator on OddsJam, I highly recommend you read through this text 4 or 5 times. It removes the vig from the sportsbook's market to tell us what is the sharpest bookmaker based on their betting market think the fair win probability for a bet is. So for Dane Dunning, under 4.5 strikeouts, according to Pinnacle, because the under was priced at -141, you just look here, it's 54.65%. We're staking, if you just put in $100 here and -112, so we're betting this at -112 odds, right? Right here, we have our no vig win percentage based on the market on the sharpest bookmaker, -141 +106. We can see that for an $100 bet, your EV would be $3.44, right? Which is what you can see right here with slight differences due to rounding error. So 3.44% or 344 is the profit margin on an $100 bet. So our bet was for 67.20, right? So if we put that in here, that's 231 in EV, which you can see, again, essentially matches this, slight differences due to rounding error. So our goal as a sports bettor is really place as many positive EV bets as we can on a daily basis, and you'll just kind of see the edge, the profit margin, continue to compound and compound and compound. So I hope you found this video helpful. Best player props for tonight, and let's make some money.